My uncle, my grandpa. I call him cousin uncle. Are we back? Oh, are we live? I'm sorry. I would still be talking about stupid stuff otherwise.
I wouldn't have put it.
Four big bottles over by Nestor.
Damn, Skippy.
He tore them all up. This section department has been brought to you by Behemoth of Three Floyds Munster. Section department. I said that.
I don't know.
Neither of those make
I
sense.
have no idea what you just said.
It's a barley wine and it's very hoppy and it's not that bad actually. Part 2 of How Far Can Manny Go? Timmy, you were about to say something, but you ended up pulling the plug instead. We were talking about, is it a fight? Does Manny need to move up more?
No, Manny doesn't.
You know what? I retracted that. I said, let's take need out of it.
Yeah, he doesn't. Manny doesn't need to do anything.
Manny doesn't need.
Yeah, Manny
doesn't need to do
Manny's
anything.
got more money than Manny
Judge
knows what to do
Chamberlain
with,
holler.
and Manny has beaten people, and he's proven himself beyond belief. But if Manny wants to set himself aside and become the greatest pound per pound, and just
was that?
pound for pound,
Pound per pound. I'm okay.
I'm okay too. But
Pound
I mean,
per pound.
if he just wants to just go crazy, which is what people are looking for, do something that hasn't been done before, which is getting harder and harder to do, he's going to need to jump weight classes, and he's going to need to keep stepping up
What
and
has he
try to
been
go
doing?
up.
He's just been doing that at a weight.
He needs to keep going up.
Well, my question was, and it's a two-part question. How would he do against easily the greatest welterweight in the world right now, who's Paul Williams? How would he do against Paul Williams, Quintana, Julio,
Paul
these
Williams.
guys?
I don't think Paul Williams will ever fight again in Walter, though.
I'm just saying he could fight there. He can make that weight if he needed to. But I think he loves this new ride that he's got, this new power that he's got at junior middle.
Paul Williams.
I think he's
Paul
digging
Williams.
the fact that he can spin those wheels at junior middle and just tear some ass.
I would love
up.
to see Paul Williams come back down and fight any of these three guys that we were talking about earlier in the show.
Paul Williams against Floyd. Floyd would beat him.
I don't know.
Floyd would beat him. Floyd would beat him. I'm telling you right
That's
now.
a lot
I
of
think,
power, dude. He's been fighting in middle.
I think Floyd would beat Pacquiao right now at any weight they choose.
I don't, man, it's rough. That's a rough
Rough
one.
too, but I don't
Any
know.
weight they choose.
I would love to see that fight.
My money's on Floyd. My money's on Floyd right now.
My money's in my pocket. I ain't betting on that fight.
Okay, well, there's no safe money in that. There's no safe money anywhere to be had.
That's one fight that there is no underdog right there.
Well, about 30 years ago, and Pete the Heat Perry can cover me on this one, the light heavyweight champion of the world, Bob Foster, a good friend of Nestor's.
Yes, he is.
The light heavyweight champion of the world decided, I'm going to go and observe my right as the light heavyweight champion to immediately get a title shot at the heavyweight champion of the world. Michael Spinks tried it, and he made it work.
Yeah, how'd that work out for him?
How'd it work out for Foster?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, he had to face the left hook of Joe Frazier and didn't work so well. Later on, he even got a chance to fight Muhammad Ali, who was the champion at that point, and he lost then too. But what I'm saying is, it happens. It has happened in history before where someone that truly does not belong in a particular weight class goes ahead and says, you know what, I'm going to exercise my right. I have the opportunity. I don't know where it's written that the light heavyweight champion gets a free pass and gets to fight against the heavyweight champion.
I don't either, but I'll tell you what.
But when it comes down to it, if Pacquiao,
I mean, it worked out pretty good for Billy Conn until he got knocked out.
Until he decided to try and knock out Joe Louis, because he would have become the heavyweight champion of the world. He would have been the first guy to do it.
Yes.
And as it stands, the first man to do it is Michael Spinks. When he beat
Muhammad Ali.
Never fought Muhammad Ali. When Michael Spinks beat Larry Holmes, he became the first light heavyweight champion to challenge for the heavyweight title and win it. Which means the second you officially challenge for it, you lose. You're leaving your previous belt vacant, because Henry Armstrong was the last guy to have three belts simultaneously in 3 different weight divisions. They don't even allow that anymore. Pacquiao would have one-upped him at this point.
Well, Kelly Pavlik got to keep his belt, so I don't know how
Kelly Pavlik didn't didn't put his belt on the line against Bernard. It was a non-title fight.
Yes.
At a catchweight. So it wasn't about being able to keep it. He never put it up. Kelly Pavlik is not a very good example of what I'm trying to talk about. I mean, if you're trying to throw a monkey wrench, you found one. Because he moved up and got smacked by Mr. 42 years old.
Shocking.
He was the guy that showed that you can't go too far, though.
Talk to me, Nestor. Pretend that, and I guess you need your glasses on to talk to me, but okay. Talk to me about if Pacquiao were to get in the ring with Kelly Pavlik tomorrow. Let's pretend there is a 15-pound weight differential. And I'm going to sit here and officially say I don't care that there's a 15-pound weight differential.
I do.
I don't care.
Well,
I do.
I think you're going to find that the height differential is going to be a big deal.
Okay.
And I think you're going to run into the weight differential. I think you're talking about hold your breath.
Go on.
I think you're talking about a guy that's a normal, everyday middleweight that's trying to jump that is going to. I'm sorry, I can't take you seriously when you've got that look on your face. But you're talking about a guy that's going to take on a junior or take on a welterweight. It's too much of a difference. I believe that at that point, I think you've reached your potential or your limit.
Sure. Now let's talk about if they actually were in the ring together. Could Pavlik even find Pacquiao?
I don't know that he's going to be able to find him, but I don't think Pacquiao is going to be able to hit him in the face either.
I think middle's too big for Pacquiao.
I think
he can pick and choose at junior middle. There's guys that he can, marquee guys. I'm saying middle. I mean, he can move up the middle and beat some schlum, but I don't know if he's going to be able to beat the top guys. You know, tomato cans, whatever you want to call them. But
or schlum, evidently. Go ahead.
But if he goes up to junior middle, he could fight some of the top 10 guys and probably win most of those fights at junior middle. Mainly because junior middle is a weaker weight class.
He's going to beat everyone at junior middle. He's going to beat everyone in that
there
weight
truly
class.
Isn't a whole lot of people that are
at junior middle.
And Gulo and Kirkland are hard hitters, dude.
He's going to beat.
I don't think
he's going to beat them both.
Emil, I
you
gotta
are
agree.
excited by the last knockout. That's
Emil,
all I have to say.
I am not
gotta
excited.
agree with Chris. I really
this
do.
This is Ricky Hatton that he just messed over. This is not like some random junior middleweight. This was the best junior middleweight on the planet.
You're talking about two
junior
weight classes.
welter, pardon me.
You're talking about 2 weight classes higher. Actually, you were trying to bring up middle. That's 3 weight classes higher.
I'm saying he went up to welter from feather.
You're talking about going from 140 to going to 160. Coming from
it's
122
crazy.
last year.
It's crazy.
It's not going to happen.
But physically speaking, would Kelly Pavlik be able to even land a punch on him?
Yes, he would. He would keep him away from him. I do believe with the jab. He'd keep him on the end of his arm. So would Paul Williams.
I think
I don't want him in there with Paul. I already said that. I want to see Paul fight Kelly.
I think you've got too much height.
Not yet.
You've got too much length.
Not yet.
I honestly don't believe that. And I may be wrong. I may be way off base.
You've never been wrong. I'm not about to call that.
Oh, I've been wrong numerous times. Ask my wife; she'll tell you. I may be way off base, but I truly believe that the height differential will make a difference.
All right.
I truly do. With you got Paul Williams, you got
Do
Kelly Pavlik.
Do I think he could jump around and win belts at every weight class? I think he'd jump up junior middle and win a belt against Corey Spinks. Maybe I think he could go to Walter and win a belt against Berto. You know,
we've got to end this right now. I think I lose this one. I think Logic might have won out. We'll be right back with the fighter you should know.